Sun comes from Allah, the moon comes from Allah, daylight from Allah, night falls from Allah, the earth comes from Allah, the water comes from Allah, air comes from Allah, and fire comes from Allah. Everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah. Everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah. So what is Kalima? This is Kalima. What is Kalima? This is Kalima.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
I'd like to welcome you out there in the real world to another session of stories during Ramadan. I am your host, Al-Qasas, the father of stories. And before I say our magic words of open sesame, I'd like to introduce you to our guest,
Luqman Hassan,
Luqman,
Saad Amir,
Saad Amir,
Rayyan,
Ayyan,
Muhammad Farooq,
Muhammad Farooq,
Atiq Anas,
Atiq Anas,
I'm Shaikh Shyam,
Amshara, Amshar,
Mahdi Nizar, I am Shaikh Shyam,
I am Shaikh Sham,
Bilal Anas.
Bilal Anas, mashallah. Welcome all of you to our magical place where the truth is told and seen through your imagination. Where the truth is told and seen through your what? Imagination. Yesterday, we were talking about what?
Prophet Musa
Alayhi salam and
Khidr.
Khidr, yes. Alhamdulillah. And Moses, can you tell me to the point to where we stopped?
Prophet Musa alayhi salam was asking Khidr that can he share his knowledge a bit with Musa alayhi salam. Khidr was saying, no, you won't be patient as I do. Prophet Musa alayhi salam was saying, no, yes, I will be. Please give me a chance. Then Khidr was like, no, you won't be patient like me. No, I can't. Then Prophet Musa alayhi salam said, Inshallah, I'll be patient. Then Khidr said,
and that's where we stopped,
Yeah.
right? Okay. And what was the lesson that we learned from the story yesterday?
we should be patient.
We should be patient for one.
We should mention Allah always.
Mention Allah's name first, yes?
We should not forget his.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Shaitan makes you forget important things.
Yes, shaitan makes us forget important things, so we all should always seek refuge from shaitan.
Always say A'udhu Billah and spit in your left side
Yes,
3 times.
if something evil thought comes to you in salah,
Say inshallah for everything.
yeah, say inshallah. Okay. طيب. So now they're on the beach. And so Khidr says, okay, you can accompany me. But do not ask me any questions until I give you the answer. Do not ask me any questions. Follow, listen, see. Follow, listen, and see. Do not ask me any questions. None. That was the condition, yes? Yes. So now they're walking along the beach. And there's a small ship that's there. They recognize Khidr. They give Khidr a ride. Khidr and Moses, they give them a ride on the ship. And so now they're on the ship. Yes? And a sparrow comes and flies onto the ship. A sparrow is a small bird, yes?
Yes.
And he flies onto the end of the ship and he puts his beak into the ocean. Yes? How much water do you think he brought out from the ocean?
A bit. Little.
A little? A little, or just a little? Or just a little, or was like
5
just a little?
milliliters.
Just a little, yes?
Yeah.
He just put his beak in, right, in there. Khidr said to Moses, alayhi salam, he said, Ya Moses, your knowledge and my knowledge compared to Allah's knowledge is no more than what that sparrow took out of the ocean. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. And Moses was knowledgeable, no doubt. When he said that he was the most knowledgeable, he was a prophet. He was definitely knowledgeable. Of course, not more knowledgeable than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but of the human beings at that time, he was definitely a knowledgeable person. And Allah introduced him to Al-Khidr, who was even more knowledgeable than Moses, or had different knowledge than Moses had, right? So there's always someone smarter, right? And what is it? They said that no matter, that knowledge is like an ocean. No matter how much you swim into it, you will never get to the end of it. Yes. So now, Khidr said, Moses, your knowledge and my knowledge is compared to Allah's knowledge is no more than what that bird pecked out of the ocean. In the meantime, they're on the ship. And Khidr is he put a hole in the ship. He put a hole in the ship. Moses says, hey, what you doing? Yo, man, what you doing? Why are you doing that? Why are you putting a hole in the ship? These people were kind enough to give us a ride in their ship, and you putting a hole in the ship to drown us or to drown them, to ruin their ship? Why are you doing that? Didn't I tell you couldn't be patient with me? Whoa, Moses said, whoa. Please don't hold me to what I forgot. His first excuse me, because what I forgot. I forgot.
Shaitan made him forget.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah. He said, please excuse me because I forgot. They left the ship. And now they're walking. Right? They're walking along. A little boy is running, playing. Little boy is running and playing. Yes? Just running and playing, this little boy. Other little boy's playing. Khidr comes to the boy. The boy dies. Khidr killed the boy. Yo, man, what you doing? Yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying he didn't talk. I mean, this is modern language, right? This is what modern language. Moses says, yo, what you doing? You like did a munker, baby. What's up? You just killed that boy. I can't believe this, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why would you do that? Didn't I tell you couldn't be patient with me? Moses said, please, I'm sorry. Just look, I tell you what, if I mess up one more time, then you can just say, we'll just part ways. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But man, you killed that boy, man. I mean, you just ripped the boy's head off, man. That's a strange thing, man. Why would you be doing something like that? Why would you do that? Right? Like, whoa, Jack. Can you imagine, man, you walking with somebody and just walks up to, can you imagine, right, now? Now, I can see the ship thing, that was something, right? Okay, fine. But now, what do? This little boy's just playing, and Khidr takes the boy and either cuts his neck or he breaks his neck, the little boy. Right? And like Moses said, whoa, thou shalt not kill. That was like one of the commandments, thou shalt not kill, man. How what you doing? And Khidr said, what did he say?
I told you to be patient.
I told you could not be patient with me. right? And for 1 minute, let's think. You know, some people that have more knowledge than other people, sometimes because people don't understand the knowledge that they have, it's difficult for them to understand what they do. Yes?
Yes.
It's difficult for them to understand what they do, right? You can have a friend in school, mashallah, he does math really well, or whatever he does it really, he plays football really well. And you look at him, and you say to yourself, you know, I don't understand how can he do that? You know what I'm saying? This guy must be strange. He must be different. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens? The jealousy comes in. The envy comes in, right? The envy comes in. And these things start, right? Same thing that the Prophet Muhammad had problems, right? In the beginning, they would call him Amin, right? Didn't they call the Prophet Muhammad Amin?
Yes.
He was before he became the Prophet. They called him Amin. He was the trustworthy one, right? But then, when he became the Prophet and he started receiving revelations, they didn't believe in him, right? He came with knowledge they didn't have, and he started to give them the knowledge and they didn't want it.
They
Right?
made fake names for him.
Oh, subhanAllah, they called him so many different things.
They called him soothsayer.
Subhanallah,
So many.
crazy, majnoon, family breaker, breaking the families, you know, subhanallah. It hurt him. Because you remember the community in Mecca was small at that time, you know, and once the word started going around, you know, subhanallah, he wants to say the mic, go ahead. Yes.
And they used to call him, while he was prostrating in sujood, they used to put the guts of a camel. They used to
innards
put
of
on
the
his back.
camels, yes, she did. The hen did that, subhanallah. And all because of what? Because he came with the truth. Same thing with Moses. He had problems.
Because
Moses,
he was giving out a new religion.
Yes. Well, no, continue with the religion that was sent down. But still, at that time, they had gone so far away that he was trying to call them back, right? Call them back to the truth. Shaitan had taken them so far away, right? Taken them so far away, and he tried to bring them back, yeah? And he says, yes?
But some people of the Prophet's period, they believed in him.
Alhamdulillah. There's always like that. Some people did believe. But anyway, this is just show you that when people have more knowledge than other people, people tend to talk bad about them, you know. And this is just a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now, Moses, alayhi salam, met Khidr. He followed Khidr on the ship. Khidr what? He put a hole into the ship, right? They're on the beach. Khidr sees a little boy, and he kills the little boy. Moses said, oh, you did a munkar. Oh, no. Actually, what he said first when he did the boat, alhamdulillah, see, I remembered. When he did the boat, he said, yeah, you did a munkar, a terrible thing. But then when Khidr killed the boy, he said, yeah, Khidr, you did a munkar, which is more than munkar, right? A terrible thing. What's more than a terrible thing? If this is a terrible thing, what's more than a terrible thing?
Horrible.
Okay, so he did a terrible thing, and then he killed the boy. He said, did a horrible thing. And he said, did not tell you could not be patient with me? So now they traveled on. They traveled on. And they went to a city, a small little village. And they're hungry. And they wanted to eat. And they asked the people they asked, right? But usually, when you go to a small place, a village, do you expect the people to be what? Yeah, you expect the people to be kind, yes?
Yes.
Right? And most people in this part of the world, right? And say if I was in Sri Lanka and I was coming to visit, wouldn't anybody come and invite me to have some food to eat?
They will.
Well, they would invite me, come have some hoppers, right? Come and have some hoppers with us, come and share some food with us, yes? But they went to this city or this town or this village and they refused. These people refused. That shows you, are these people kind people?
No.
No, they're not kind people. They're not kind people.
They are mean people.
They were mean people. Very rude people. Not hospitable.
Selfish.
Selfish people, yes. Now, can you imagine how they would treat an orphan?
Very badly.
They would probably treat, I mean, if they treat this guest like this, what do you think they would do to an orphan who doesn't have anyone big to protect them, right?
They will cheat them.
Yes, very badly.
And if their parents, like if when the child's parents die, he becomes orphan. And if the parents give him a lot of money, but he doesn't know, it's like in his bank account or anything, they cheat the boy, and because when he says it, like he can get it out. They can get it from
They
him.
Okay.
act like they're very kind to him and get the money.
Yes.
Then they cheat him.
So now, Khidr and Musa are walking, and there's a wall. There's a wall that's started to fall down. You know, the brick, you know, you take stones, you put the stones on the wall, and the wall started to fall down. Khidr? Put some water, made some mud, and he fixed the wall. Moses is saying, you know, if, you know what I mean? You know, we just left this village, and these people didn't want to feed us. Now, why do you want to fix their wall? Why would you want to fix their wall, man? I mean, these people were so rude to us, wouldn't give us not even a drink of water, and you're going to fix their wall for them? You know, at least, you know, we could have said, okay, look, we'll fix the wall, you pay us, and we'll give us something to eat. Khidr. What did he say?
I told you you won't be patient.
I told you couldn't be patient with me.
So go away.
So this is the third one, right? This is the parting of our ways, brother. This is the parting of our ways. SubhanAllah. The first one was what?
Made
Put a
a
hole in the ship, right? You did a munkar, right? Second one,
He killed a boy. Nankar.
you did a nankar. And if you please, just let me, this will be the last time. I won't say anything. Why you fix that wall, right? Why did you fix that wall? So Khidr says, okay, now let me tell you what you could not be patient with me for. Now let me tell you what you could not be patient with me for. First, I put a hole in the ship because there was an evil king coming right behind us, and he was taking all of the ships by force. No money, just taking. Hey, that's your ship? Take it. Hey, but this is my ship, and I'm... Take it. Right? But the ship was damaged. So when they came, they saw the ship was damaged, they left it. They couldn't do anything with it. But those people, what did they do? They were able to? They were able to fix it later. So I damaged the ship so that the king would not take it. As for the boy was going to grow up to be a very not nice boy. But his parents were very righteous people. His parents were very righteous people. We took this boy away from them so that they would have another. And the second one that they have would be a very righteous son, would be obedient to them, will not cause them problems in the future. But this particular boy, he was going to be like a shaitan. He was going to do many bad things. So what did we do? We took him out. We took his life. We sent him back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, as for this wall that we fixed, this wall belonged to 2 orphans. Now, you've seen how they treated us in the city or in the town that we were in. You've seen how they treated us. They had no hospitality for us at all. And usually people are very generous in small villages, aren't they? They're very kind. You know, please have some bread, some water, have something. They offered nothing. We asked, they said no. I fixed this wall because underneath the bottom is a treasure that belonged to these two orphans. And Allah wanted to keep that treasure there for them so that when they got old enough and strong enough, they would discover this and they would be well off. Moses, these are the three things that you could not be patient with me for. These are the three things you could not be patient with me for. And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said at the end, he said, only if Moses could have been just a little bit more patient, then we could have listened to more of the story. Because you see, in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He tells many stories. Everyone loves stories.
Yes.
Yes, everyone loves stories. Stories are so enjoyable. Stories of what passed on our history. Stories of what passed on the ancient knowledge by stories, right? And it's always good to listen to a nice story. And everyone has something to say. It's just up to the people around him if they want to give him attention to listen. Everyone has something nice to say. Everyone has a story to say. Even you in the real world, even you have a story to say. But it all depends on the people around you to listen. Stories are a way of passing on our history, our knowledge, our understanding. Stories are good. There are some stories that are bad. But everyone loves to listen to a story. And if you, from that, right, from the stories, they started putting the stories onto tape, right? And then people would listen to stories on the records or on the cassette tape or on the disc. People would listen to stories. And then from those stories, they made movies. You get Bollywood and Hollywood and we should and not should, and right? And then we like to go to the movies because we like to see pictures. So.
Even books have stories.
And books are wonderful, yes. Books are wonderful. Do you read?
Yes.
What was the last book that you read?
The last book I read was Wimpy Kid. Diary for a Wimpy Kid.
Oh, Wimpy Kid. My daughter likes Wimpy Kid, mashallah. Very good, alhamdulillah. Yes? What was the last story that you read?
Today I read one story. It was called Dogster.
Dogster?
No. Some type of a name of a story of a dog.
Oh, okay. Alhamdulillah. But stories are nice to read.
I read, the last book I read was about a man and a tortoise.
And a tortoise, mashallah. Yes. And we see in the Quran, subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yes?
The last book I read was Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Hard Luck.
MashaAllah. So we see that, alhamdulillah, it's good to read. Not only, we should read Quran, of course, but there are other books that we should read. And you see that in many hadith, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ tells these hadith in stories. He tells these in stories. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts stories, and the most beautiful story, which we'll tell next time, the story of Yusuf, alayhi salam. Right, that's one of the most beautiful stories in the Quran. And the story that we read today, the story that I told you today, was Khidr and Musa. In what surah do we find this?
Visions.
Surah 18, Al-Kahf. Right, Al-Kahf, right, Surah 18. Right, Surah 18, the surah called Al-Kahf. And it's really good that, inshallah, that we should read the first 10 ayats and the last 10 ayats, or read the whole surah, right? And that if you read the whole surah, inshallah, actually it says if you read the first 10 and the last 10 ayats, it will protect you from the Dajjal. But of course on Friday, we read Surah Al-Kahf, yes. And
What
in
means
that,
calf?
cave, the cave. And that's another story I'll tell you about the boys in the cave, the men in the cave. Actually there's several stories in that we talks about the men in the cave, and he talks about who? The Prophet Iskandariya, right? Right? And then he talks about Moses and Alexandria, yeah. And Moses and Khidr. So those are three stories that we find in Surah Al-Kahf that we read on Fridays, right? We should read on Fridays, right? Alhamdulillah. So with this, Uncle Hamouda's back there waving his hands. He's saying the clock on the wall says that's all. And it's time for us to leave. So until next time, I'm your host, Abu Qissas, wishing you Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Until the sun sets and the moon rises, and we say the magic words of Iftar Simsim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Sun comes from Allah, the moon comes from Allah, daylight from Allah, night falls from Allah, the earth comes from Allah, the water comes from Allah, air comes from Allah, and fire comes from Allah. Everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah. Everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah. So what is Kalima? This is Kalima. What is Kalima? This is Kalima.